Welcome back to Revolutionary Hour, where we pull back the curtain on all the myths that you've been force-fed like a Thanksgiving turkey. I'm Mr. Today's episode, Thanksgiving, or as I like to call it, colonization and red cranberry sauce. Now, before you go saying, oh, this is another anti-holiday rant, let me clarify. I'm not here to ruin your turkey. Nah, that job's already been done by your mama when she didn't wash that turkey with lemon juice. Y'all over here eating salmonella and vibes, but you talking about I'm going to ruin it for you, man. Y'all need to get y'all priorities straight. No. Today we're going to talk about that Thanksgiving isn't just problematic. It's a whole PR campaign for genocide. So buckle up, grab your pumpkin spice latte, and get ready to feel uncomfortable. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, and follow us on your favorite streaming service, because you're going to need more than gravy to swallow these truth bombs we're about to serve you today.
Tired of the same old? Want to dive deep into real topics that challenge the status quo? Then it's time for you to tune into Revolutionary Hour, only on BOSS Radio. From social justice and political movements to cultural revolutions, we bring you the voices of thinkers, activists, and changemakers who refuse to sit still in a world that's constantly shifting. This isn't your typical talk show. This is a space for raw, unfiltered truth. Want to stay ahead of the curve? Get ready for bold ideas, inspiring stories, and powerful interviews that ignite your mind. Hosted by the leaders of tomorrow, Revolutionary Hour makes sure you're part of the conversation, not just a spectator. If you're not thinking outside the box, you're trapped inside it. We're here to break that box wide open. Are you ready to break free? Are you ready to revolutionize your thinking? Subscribe now to the Revolutionary Hour podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and of course, BOSS Radio. Don't miss an episode, because the revolution waits for no one. Revolutionary Hour, the show where minds meet action. Are you ready?
Ah, yes, the Pilgrims. You know those happy little settlers that landed at Plymouth Rock and started a tradition of goodwill with the Wampanoag people? The story is all BS. Here's the real tea. The first Thanksgiving didn't start with some kumbaya moment of unity. No, the Pilgrims were starving, diseased, and dying at alarming rates. And the Wampanoag didn't help out of the kindness of their hearts. No, they helped because they thought that an alliance with the Pilgrims was going to save them from rival tribe. Guess what? It didn't. Now, what it did do was open the door for colonization, land theft, and, oh yeah, centuries of systemic oppression. Go figure. By 1675, just a few decades after the first so-called Thanksgiving, the Wampanoag population had been decimated by war, disease, displacement. But yeah, sure, let's break their contribution with some freaking cranberry sauce. I do like cranberry sauce. Point. Here's where the modern grievances come in at. Every year, somebody finds some new reason to bitch about Thanksgiving. Consumerism is ruining Thanksgiving. Oh no, Black Friday starts at 6 p.m. now, and your fat ass can't water to Walmart fast enough to get that $5 toaster. Cry me a freaking river. Family stress is so hard to deal with. All these family members flying in. Mean spending time with your racist uncle who thinks Pilgrims and Indians is a Disney movie? I can't relate to that, homie. My God, we have to take care of the environment. Who's going to take care of the environment if we don't? Yes, Karen, the carbon footprint of your turkey is awful, but can we please focus on the literal footprints of colonizers who trampled on indigenous sovereignty first? Let's back this up with some numbers, shall we? According to a 2022 poll, 21% of Americans believe that Thanksgiving should be redefined to reflect Native American perspectives. That's 1 in 5 people who are just tired of pretending this BS is about gratitude and togetherness. Meanwhile, in 2020, 47% of the Americans said Thanksgiving was a source of stress due to financial pressures and family arguments. Poor you. Imagine the stress of seeing your land stolen from you and treaties ignored for centuries, only for those that stole it from you to throw trash out their car window on the interstate going 90 miles per hour on the way to a damn concert. You freaking heathens. My favorite stat, 50% of the food that is prepared for Thanksgiving gets wasted. You literally throwing away food while there's indigenous communities out there that's struggling for clean water and some kind of resources. You're worried about that watered down gravy, Sarah. Pour it down the sink and get over here and eat. For Native Americans, Thanksgiving isn't a day of celebration. It's a national day of mourning. While you're debating on whether you want to deep fry or oven roast a turkey, they're mourning the loss of their land, their culture, and countless lives. And let's talk about the reservations for a second. The U.S. government loves to say, we gave the Native Americans land. But did you, though? Most reservations are held in a federal trust, meaning that the indigenous tribes don't even have full control over their own land. Someone stealing your house and then charging you rent to stay in the basement. Does that sound fair? No. So why does it sound okay for them? Feeling attacked, good. It means you're listening. But don't worry, you don't have to cancel Thanksgiving. But let's just stop pretending that it's all about gratitude and harmony and all that other nonsense. Here's what you can do instead. Educate yourself. Learn the real history. Start at the Smithsonian National Museum for the American History. That's a great place. Support indigenous communities by donating to organizations like the Native American Rights Fund or even to local tribes. Acknowledge the land that you live on. Do some research and find out what indigenous tribes lived where you live right now and then share that information with your family. Or if all that is just way too hard for you, just sit there in awkward silence at the dinner table instead of arguing about who won the Tyson Jake Paul fight. Giving isn't about gratitude, it's about ignorance. And if you're not ready to confront that, then maybe you shouldn't have seconds on that pie. And if this made you mad, good. Use that energy to do something productive, like tuning in to our native taxation episode. Because if you thought this one was spicy, that one there is a ghost pepper marinated in hot sauce and covered in white pepper, boy. It is spicy. But thanks for tuning in to Revolutionary Hour once again. I'm Mr. E. And if you like what you heard, or if it made you want to flip a table, go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on your favorite streaming service. And remember, the truth doesn't come with gravy, but it does have a bitter aftertaste.